Welcome back to Boring Reviews. Jodi here.
Nick here.
And today we're reacting to another...
Go ahead.
Michael McIntyre. He's my favorite. I like to say his name.
And we are checking out one that comes as way of request. This one is called This Is Quite Rude But Funny.
I like it. It reminds me of like a little clip that was repeating forever on social media. Some guy was saying, I was rude, but I was rude to an idiot. I don't know if you remember that one.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, it was almost like one of those coach interview styles. I don't know who he is. I don't know what it was about, but it just made me laugh. I was rude, but I was rude to an idiot.
This one in particular, quite rude but funny. You have kind of that fine line where, yes, I believe that you can tell a joke, a harmless joke, that may have been rude because, you know, you understand that person. But at the same time, if you say it to the wrong person or the wrong person you don't have the right relationship with, then it just comes off as being a jerk. But I'm sorry. Sometimes you can be as nice as you want. Certain people, they got to get the rudeness because they're not getting the message across. I'm just sorry. That's just the way it is. But as far as the way it is, if you like our reactions, react to this, please don't forget to
like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be aware of our next upload of videos. Majority of the people who watch our videos are not subscribing, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but it really does help our channel. So please, help us subscribe. We will love you forever.
I don't know about forever, but for a few minutes. Absolutely. All right, here we go.
Yeah, New Zealand's amazing. I love New Zealand. But it takes 24 hours, as you know, to get there from here. And that's a day of your life just gone. It's insane. And the jet lag is monumental. So I landed in Auckland, New Zealand. And I thought, I've got to get onto the time zone as quickly as possible. So I pulled out the bezel of my watch. And I said to the stewardess, excuse me, what's the time difference here? I just want to get onto the new time zone. What's the time difference here? She went, it's 12 years ahead. The time difference in New Zealand? It's 12 years ahead. We're 12 hours ahead of New Zealand. So I started to wind my watch.
No.
12 hours.
No.
I noticed my peripheral vision. She was looking at me like I was an idiot. I thought, what's her problem? She needs to jog on. I got about 8 hours in and I realised, oh right, I'm going to land in exactly the same place that I started. So rather than look a fool, I wound it back. Thank you. I'll be fine from here. Thank you for your help. But they talk like that in New Zealand. They see the talk right on the front of their mouths like that. Yeah, it's quite fast, it's quite pacey. And basically they just change the vowels. They have a strange relationship with vowels. They get to a vowel and they just pick another one and go with that one instead. Because Australia is a little bit different. It's much slower in Australia. They take their time. In fact, they love the vowels. When they see a vowel, they're just like, we're going to stay there. I see no reason to rush this sentence, mate. We're going to stay in the vowel. But New Zealand, it's all about changing the vowel. And I had a bit of an incident on account of this vowel-changing situation, and I'm going to be honest and upfront, it was quite rude. But it's funny. When I was checking into the hotel in Auckland, she wanted to tell me, the receptionist, about this new swimming pool that they built on the 6th floor. The 6th floor. And surrounding the pool was a deck with an E. And it was known as the deck. And in the lift it went, the deck. I was checking in and she said, so while you're staying here, Mr. McIntyre, are you going to spend some time sitting on the deck? That is an astonishing assumption to make of me.
How dare you?
She said there's a lovely big dick on the 6th floor. There's a lovely big dick on the 6th floor? What kind of a place is this? She said the dick is just for hanging out. No, it isn't.
Sometimes.
Careful, it can get a little bit slippery up there. It's hardwood. Oh, please.
Oh.
Then I went to Australia while I was there. Obviously, nipped over to Australia. It's beautiful. I love Australia. I love Australians. They're really nice people. We've got some Australians over here. Welcome. I love them. I love them. Really, really full on, really happy. They love when you come over. They're just so grateful. Fucking hell, you came all the way. You're just brilliant. And it's like a holiday destination. It's beautiful. The beaches are beautiful. The landscape's magnificent. The only problem, with all due respect, is the sharks have decided that that's where they should be. And they circle Australia, waiting for Australians to get into the water. And guess what? Australians keep getting into the water. I went to the beach with some Australians. They're like, you're going to come in for a swim, Mickey? You're going to come and relax, cool off, come for a swim. It's lovely in the water today. No, I don't think so. I'll be fine. Why not? Why not? Because there are sharks in there. Yeah, not always. The fact that there's ever been one is enough for me. Come on, Mickey. You got to live your life. Yes, until it ends. Maybe today, with a shark attack, you see? He said you got more chance of being hit by a car. Not when I'm fucking swimming, I don't. I'll be standing on the beach. I'll be right here. Because you run into different breeds of dogs. Because you
Are there really that many shark? There can't be that many shark attacks.
Honestly, I
Australia.
have no idea. I've never followed along, but that is hilarious.
There's those crazy statistics that, you have more likelihood of just a million other things than being attacked by a shark. And I know it's a joke. I'm just asking the question. There's got to be some truth based on it. I don't know.
Because you run into different breeds of dogs. Because you take the dog owners know this, you take them to the park and they want to sniff around and stuff, and they want to meet other dogs, and they see them. It's amazing when they spot each other. And basically, what they want to do, well, what my dog wants to do, is have a little, very brief encounter with the other dog, which involves smelling each other's balls and then carrying on. It's a very odd. He goes up to the other dog, excuse me, mate, it's all right if I smell your balls. And then the other dog goes, yeah, whatever. And then they smell it, and then he smells it, have a go on mine. And then they go, touch that, and then they just carry on.
So weird.
And they just spot each other from miles away. And then the other dog looks at him, so, and then sometimes dogs are mean. They don't want to smoke because he's a little puppy. Like some German shepherd will sort of be coming along like this. I'm the German shepherd. I'm the German shepherd. And then my dog goes over, excuse me, mate, it's all right if I have a quick sniff on the balls? Absolutely not, you silly little puppy. Look at the size of you. You couldn't even get up to my magnificent balls if you tried. Do you think I'm going to stoop to your mini balls? Disgusting. Stay away from my balls.
What's he talking
And a
about?
French poodle come along. And a French poodle. My dog comes over, excuse me, mate, I was wondering if I could get I just got quite badly treated by a German shepherd. I was wondering if I could get a quick sniff on your balls. He said, before Brexit it would have been fine, but I'm not happy. I don't think you made the right decision. No, you haven't made the right decision. You know? Maybe before, but now I don't like it. The way you vote is very rude to the French people. You're not part of this anymore. You know, you want free movement of people, but you don't get free movement of your nose to my balls. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Get away from the balls. Afghan hound coming over. Please don't touch my in normal circumstances I would, but things very difficult in my country. I have to go home. Very many unrest in my region. I must go watch CNN. Please, balls are not available right now. But every once in a while you get lovely dogs, like a little Scottish terrier comes along. Oh, hello. Fucking feast on those, pal. Get your face again. Go on. I'm in no rush whatsoever. I'll have a go on yours in a minute. Just enjoy. Get right the fucking there, pal.
It's out of control.
And think back now that the internet is so much a part of our lives. Think back to our first password, because our minds, our brains are so filled with passwords. It's such a struggle for us to remember all the passwords. We go to businesses online and you go, I can't remember my password. And you put it, sometimes they lock you out. And they go, no, you've got one more try to remember your own password. You fucking idiot. Or you click, I forgot it. And they ask you questions about your life and you don't even remember the answers. They're about your own life. What is your favorite pet? Oh no, I can't believe I chose one. The dog walks in. If it isn't me, I'm leaving. I'm literally walking out the door. Oh, the passwords. And at the beginning, we all had one password. It was our first password we can nostalgically remember.
I can't
and we used it
remember
for
it.
everything. Every time we joined another business. Can I have your password? Yes, you can. That is my special word. And then companies started getting quite rude. You would put your password in, and it would go, weak. Who are you to judge my special word? And they're like, I'm sorry, but the internet has become very popular. We need to strengthen your password. And businesses would insist, we must have from you a capital letter. I'm sorry, we will not be accepting passwords anymore unless it contains at least one capital letter. And we all momentarily considered our options before deciding to capitalize the first letter of our password.
Still the same.
And for a period of time, that was fine. But the internet became even more popular. And then businesses started saying, I'm afraid you cannot join unless you have at least one capital letter and at least one number. Again, less than half a microsecond's consideration before we collectively decided you shall be getting the number one. And that will be the end of my now capitalized password.
Every time.
And for a period of time, this was acceptable until a whole new,
I know where he's going with this, but I have to say, how many of you guys did you had that, and then you have to change it? Like, they'd be like, time to update it. You would go, 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
3. And
then he's going to get to the special character. If your number's 1, you just use the special character on the key.
Exclamation mark.
Expected. An exciting dawn emerged. A world of special characters. We didn't even know what they were. And businesses would say, we need a capital letter. We need a number, but we will also require a special character. And we clicked on the button, please, can I have some examples of these special characters which you now insist upon? And we perused them. There they are. I had no idea these characters were so special until all of our eyes stopped upon the exclamation mark.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That goes after the number.
Which we then put at the end of our now capitalized password, just after the 1. And it's at this moment that everybody at the London Palladium is thinking, I should probably change my password. Do that tomorrow. Do that now. We need to think of another special word. Got to get that changed.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I just have to laugh because that is my password right now. Capital letter with the word 1 exclamation mark.
They're all going to hack. Well, not for Amazon. She comes up with the craziest things that I never remember because no one would ever think of it. Because you have these stupid hackers all across the world.
It's so sad. It's
you have people
so
like literally
sad.
across the other side of the globe that's like, oh, they've hacked into your thing, gotta change your password. How are they ordering stuff on the other side of the world? It's not gonna get to me as my address. So I think I would know. It's like, oh, why is this address over there in Istanbul or some nonsense?
Oh man, I love that. He does the voices, the accents so well, and he just so fluently fluidly is what I'm thinking about, changes from accent to accent. Like, yeah. I need a minute to think, what am I doing again? But I just loved it. I loved it.
He's very, very talented with that, and you see a lot of comedians able to do that. Yes. I'm sure there's a lot of practice, I would imagine there's got to be like a certain word or a phrase or a sound that kind of gets them into that mode. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because he says, mate, because that's like what I always think about with Australia. I think everyone thinks about that. It's like, there's got to be certain words or this or that gets them kind of into that thing.
Well, the funny thing is actually mate is very common in England too.
I know, but just the mate, like just the way they say it.
Yes.
Like anyone can say it with an Australian accent to a certain degree. And it just kind of gets you in that mode.
Oh, you mean when you were trying to speak with a British accent when we were on our trip 2 years ago? And you sounded like an Australian?
Listen, that accent is too advanced for you that you're not even sure you know what you're talking about.
You were so right. Way too advanced. He was so spot on, though, with the drawn-out vowels for the Australians. And then, like, in the front of the mouth for the New Zealanders.
I can't even think about that kind of stuff. Like, I just love different accents, and I can't like wrap my head around this or that. I mean, there are, is it Australia where they say no, like they not that they say noi, like instead of no, they have that oi like at the end of it. Is that British or is that what, like noi?
I don't know, but I know the Irish accent has a lot of oi in it.
It's just it's just crazy, and everyone says things differently, which is great. As far as the password goes, my very first password I remember coming up with was from a baseball card. And I'm not a Brewers fan. I don't ever use this password again, so, whatever. But there was a baseball card with a baseball player's last name, and he was on the Brewers. And so his last name was part of my very first email address, and then my password for that email was Brewer.
Oh my god.
And that's all you did, lowercase, 6-letter word, Brewer. Until you had to start putting numbers, and like he said, the capital letter and all this kind of stuff. And I did. I always put the numbers right before that, and it morphed to this or that. But yes, that was my very first password I can remember because of the baseball card.
I cannot remember my first password, but I remember my first email. It was at AOL. Back when everybody had AOL, and it was MX Girl, and then the year I was born. So stupid, but we all did that. We all had the year we were born.
First of all,
why?
Who wants to hack into our accounts at that age? Second of all, I wouldn't think of that. But
right?
There are some hackers out there that have AIs or they have some kind of software they've coded to create it. I don't know.
But, I mean, that email's been long gone forever and ever. But yeah, I still remember MX Girl. And it was GURL. Couldn't be IRL. It had to be like girl.
There's this movie I love, Clear and Present Danger. I watch it all the time, Harrison Ford. And they're trying to hack into this other guy who works for the government's password to figure out what kind of shady stuff he's doing. And so they bring in this hacker, whatever guy, to try to figure out the passwords. And he's like, okay, birthday and mother's name, birthday and father's name. So it's not working. Harrison Ford and his partner's like, okay, we'll come back. Give us a call when you got it. They walk down the hallway. He's like, I got it. And they're like, what? And he said it was like the birthday and the mother's maiden name in reverse or something like that. But it was just so funny. Yeah, we'll see him in a few days. I got it. These guys are crazy, and that's what's scary about the world. Yes. This was absolutely hilarious. If you liked our reaction to it, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you like that. Let us know what you would like us to react to. Like this request came in. We appreciate that. And with all that being said, until next time.
Goodbye.